Now, Mandelbrot's patterns were generally very closely allied with the patterns found in nature. And it's lucky that he started doing his research in the computer age, because the computer helped out in such difficult calculations that were required to recreate some of these patterns. I'd like to show you a few of the designs that Mandelbrot took a close look at to suggest the kind of structures that he was finding in nature. Now, I don't think a picture of a snowflake is out of place in a financial conference, particularly this one, since so many people have called Elliott Wave practitioners pretty flaky anyway. What Mandelbrot was saying was that the entire picture is made up of elements which themselves take the shape of the entire picture. This snowflake has a particular 6-section design, and if you look very closely at each of the separate sections, they take the exact same shape as the whole. If you look even closer at the makeup of each section, you'll find that it, in turn, is made up of 6 sections, which reproduce the picture that the whole gives us. Let's look at another one of the designs. This is a rough depiction of the broccoli floret referred to in the article. Notice we have the same thing going on here. 2 branches upward into a branching sequence. And at this separation point, 2 branches upward into a further branching sequence. If you take it from this point, 2 branches upward. If you take it from this point, 2 branches upward. From this point, 2 more, and 2 more, right into the end. 8 different degrees of trend, as Elliott might have put it. Again, the whole is a picture which is exactly the same as each of the parts. And those parts add together to create the entire picture. One of the designs in Mandelbrot's book that caught my eye was this one. He was trying to show that what at first glance appears to be kind of an irregular, jagged, random progression of upwards and sideways movements was actually following a model of which the smaller portions were the building blocks. In other words, the smaller portions took exactly the same shape as the larger portions, which took exactly the same shape as the whole, ultimately. Well, had Mandelbrot, instead of using sideways to denote what in the stock market would be corrections, used declines, we would have a picture that is very close to what the average stock market chart looks like. My contention is that R.N. Elliott was saying exactly this same thing 50 years prior. He said if you take a look at the whole and then look at its components, you will find that the component takes the same shape as the whole. This 1 and 2 is the same shape as this 1 and 2 in circles. If you look at the component of this 1 and 2, you'll find the same shape. And if you go down to this degree, you'll find the same shape. So the building blocks take the exact same shape as the larger elements, which take the same shape as the larger elements, and so on, and to the highest observable degree.